There was some controversy. Freddie slugged in Atlanta, and the rookies pitched pretty well.
Check it out.
Hey, welcome to Lad Talk. Guys, we got someone joining us today. Our residential Braves fan, Officer Atlanta Weis. How you doing today, Officer Weis?
It's nice to see you guys.
I like that shirt.
Thank you. Real championship of 2020.
Hey, you had the same amount of attempts, the same chances as we did. We just kicked your ass up.
We did. We just did it the right year, though. You guys have to deal with it.
What was the series before the Dodgers came back and beat the Braves?
It's all 3-1 lead.
That's
No biggie. No biggie.
Well, there was more of the same here in this series. The Dodgers played pretty well against the Atlanta Braves. That first game started off pretty rough for the Dodgers. Gavin Stone giving up 4 runs in that first inning.
Yeah, it didn't look that sharp. I mean, you're still, he's a rookie. He's coming in. It's his second start in the pros. But you know what? After that first inning, he kind of settled down. He finally looked like he got into a groove. So he definitely got beat up that first inning, but he settled down.
And the Dodgers figured out Charlie Morton again. Seems like they do pretty well against Charlie, don't you think?
Charlie's been struggling against you guys for the last couple of years, obviously. Especially in the postseason. We see you guys quite a bit now.
I mean, which is weird because he's got a great postseason track record.
Oh, yeah.
It's just something against something with the Dodgers when he pitches against them. He's not the same Morton.
So in this one, Charlie Morton went 5 innings, gave up 6 runs on 7 hits, ended up with a no decision, as well as Gavin Stone. Dodgers bullpen was really nice in that first game, went 5 innings, allowing just 1 run on 4 hits.
Kind of surprising. I was happily surprised, but with this season, it seems like if they're actually healthy, it's still a hit or miss. You don't know if they're going to be able to come in and shut it out, or if there's it's harder when there's more guys coming into the ball game in the bullpen because you have to rely on every single guy to have a good inning, and it seems like we haven't been that consistent bullpen that we've had.
It seems like both the Dodgers and the Braves have had some issues with their arms.
Yeah,
definitely in the bullpen, yes.
Whether it be injury related or otherwise. But Dodgers bullpen was good in that first game. Gratterall with the 4-out save. That was his third of the year. And then Freddie,
man. You need to see it.
Do you miss him yet?
Oh, I miss him. I love Olsen, but no one's going to compare to Freddie anyway.
I used to always give you a tough time about Freddie. Say, he's not that great. Yeah. Obviously, I was joking, but...
Now that he's in the LA organization, a larger group of people are actually seeing him day to day and respecting how good he actually is. So it's nice to see that.
Yeah, an absolute stud. 3 for 5 with the home run in this game, drove in 3. JD Martinez with the big game, went 4 for 5, 2 home runs. Jumbo dog.
Man, he's. I mean, we'll get into it, but he just had an amazing, series, and I'm happy. Seems like he's getting his foot down, he's getting his timing in, and he's. I mean, I hate to say it, but he's doing better than JT is for Boston. So hey, it wasn't like a straight, trade to trade, but. It seemed like that. It seemed like we made a good trade to get him.
Yeah, JD definitely off to a better start than JT, although Turner usually doesn't start to heat up until this time of the year. So.
Yeah, and last year it was even later. He didn't start hitting well until after the All-Star break. But then he was the best hitter on the planet, it seemed like, so it could happen.
Oh yeah, Turner always turns it on at some point. On the Braves side, Sean Murphy was 1 for 4, drove in 2 runs. How do you feel about Sean Murphy in his first year?
I was kind of upset with the signing at first because we have Darno, we got rid of Contreras.
Yeah.
But now him and Darno getting that concussion injury, he stepped in pretty fine. You see what he's doing now, one of the best catches in the league, if not the best right now. He's just very clutch. Home runs, RBIs when we need him. So
absolute cannon too.
Yeah. It's nice having him hitting behind Acuna every now and then. So Olsen and Murphy. It's nice having him getting those runs in.
He throws at lasers.
Hits it lasers too.
Then Eddie Rosario. You always like Eddie Rosario. He's a good guy.
Yeah, nothing against Rosario. He's always got the NLCS MVP when he went off against you guys. So
yeah,
he's a Dodger killer right now.
Don't remind me.
Have to remind you.
Rosario 2 for 4, the 3-run homer in the first.
Yeah.
And then Acuna with his 19th stolen base of the year. He's easily on his way to a 30-30 season, if not a 40-40.
possibly. That'd be sweet.
I mean, he's got the legs, he's got the power, he's got the arm. He's like just the elite 5 tool player. He could definitely, I mean, especially having almost 20 and it's not even the end of May yet. So, I mean, it's a strong possibility.
Mm-hmm.
So Dodgers walk away with the victory in that first game, 8-6. Moving on to Tuesday, Bobby Miller with his major league debut. Oh, Bobby Miller. Bobby Miller.
He was impressive, man. I mean, I always hear about, oh yeah, he's a flamethrower, but I think his first 7 fastballs were all at 100.
Yeah.
I was watching it with Dad, and he was like, man, this guy's throwing fast. And I was like, hey, that wasn't that fast. It was only 99, so don't worry. It was only 99.
Yeah, Officer Atlanta Weis and myself were on the golf course watching a little bit of the game when it started, and we're going, Bobby Miller, he throws gas.
Yeah, he throws gas.
And then on the other side, you had Spencer Strider. What a pitching matchup that was.
Yeah, two guys that just bring it.
Yeah, they were throwing heat. I mean, Strider's got the biggest legs I've ever seen. They're huge quads. Huge.
How about that stash?
Oh, that stash is beautiful. That's why he's throwing hard.
It's all in the stash.
I mean, it looks so good, it almost looks fake.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But Dad, I was watching with Dad, and he was like, is that a real mustache? I said, Dad, he's not going to put on a fake mustache on the mound and throw 100, so.
Guys, where's my fake mustache? I can't find it.
It's just falling off in the middle of the game.
I'll start in 20 minutes. I need my mustache. And then the bullpen for the Dodgers was really nice, allowing just 1 hit over 4 innings pitched, no runs there. Dodgers were much better with runners in scoring position in this game.
Finally.
4 for 8.
Yeah.
And it showed. You scored 8 runs there. Will Smith, after the controversy in Game 1, he got hit in the head.
Mm-hmm.
Tell your guy to stop swinging so long.
So you got to back up. Ozuna's swinging.
And, they got in a little bit of a discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Smith was pretty pissed. I told him, no, this is the 5th time. I think it's only the 2nd time, but
I can see that being irritating.
he's
the same
angry.
guy.
And as a full swing, it's not like it was, lightly tapped him on the head. He kind of crushed him a little bit with that backswing.
Yeah.
And he had a concussion earlier this year, so he's a little upset about that. He said after the game, Ozuna did not apologize. Whether he did or not, nothing else came about it. And, it's good to see that the teams can handle it on the field rather than, throwing the ball at a guy's head or something like that. So.
Mm-hmm.
But Smith, 3 for 5 in the second game of the series, drove in 3 runs. Jumbo Dong with another home run in this one.
He's lighting it up, man. He's lighting it up. He's hitting the ball hard.
Jason Hayward, 2 for 4 in this game with a home run.
Oh, yeah.
Good to see it.
Also his return to Atlanta.
Yep. His first time back in Atlanta. Yeah. And it's been a long time since he left us. So.
Wasn't it the first at bat, first pitch, takes him a yard? I mean, that thing was
yard.
bombed out to right field.
He was sitting the fastball, you could tell.
Oh, yeah.
Up and in, and he turned on it, so.
Atlanta Weis is sitting there going, man, why keep hitting it lasers?
Exactly.
Joe Davis mentioned something in the game. The Braves started looking at Hayward when he was just 11 years old.
Oh, my God.
Usually you don't see that, but apparently he had a game, he hit 3 home runs, pitched a shutout. He hit a kid so hard with the fastball, the kid didn't play for 2 weeks.
Oh, my God.
That kid's dad was a coach with the Braves at the time.
Oh.
And he said, we got to keep an eye on this guy.
He
Yeah,
decked
I would.
my son.
I can't play because of him.
My son is broken. The bullpen for the Braves, on the other hand, not quite as good, giving up 4 runs and 4 hits after Strider was lifted in the 6th. Didn't have much offense. Austin Riley driving in the only run there. Acuna, though, getting that 20th stolen base.
Another one.
There you go. I mean, going back to Riley, I don't know if you would say he's your all-star player, because you got a ton of all-star caliber players, but I mean, it seems like he's, at least right now, been your most consistent guy.
Yeah.
And we'll get into the third game too, but yeah, he's just hitting the ball hard. He's somebody you can always rely on.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays the hot corner very well.
Yeah.
His
got a
defense
glove
is
over
great.
there. He's got a nice glove over there.
Austin Riley makes Atlanta Weis smiley.
I'm smiling.
So the Dodgers winning that one 8-1. Going on to Wednesday's game, you had Tony Gonsolin going up against Bryce Elder. Officer Weis, can you enlighten us a little bit on Bryce Elder?
Well, Bryce Elder, he came up last year a couple spot starts when we had guys out injured. He was one of just he was supposed to be spot starting this year until we got Soroka or Ian Anderson back, but since the start of this year, he's just been lights out. You can see he's 4-0 with about a sub-2 ERA now, possibly.
Damn.
And he's just been the man. So I think he's solidified his spot as our third starter. And then we'll have Soroka and then come back. But yeah, last year he wasn't pitching much for us. He'd come up from the minors for a spot start, and he's taking advantage of that pretty well.
Yeah, he's legit.
Very good.
And he throws deep into ball games too.
Oh yeah, he can go to length if he needs to, and you can tell he doesn't get rattled pretty easily. He stays in there and competes. It's nice to see.
It's kind of what the Dodgers are missing. We're missing the starters to be able to go past 6 innings. It seems like even past 5 innings right now. I mean, we're getting into the 5th. They're getting yanked, so I mean, we need some of that longevity.
Oh yeah.
Tony Gonsolin going for the Dodgers. He went 5 2/3. Not able to make it out of the 6th. He allowed 3 hits, 3 runs. 2 of those hits were home runs. Bryce Elder was very nice for the Braves. 6 innings pitched. Allowed 7 hits, but only limited the Dodgers to 1 run. Bickford ended up getting the loss on the walk-off sac fly by Ozzie Albies. Pretty lame way to win there, Officer Atlanta.
Pretty big hit right there by Albies. That's big time.
Yeah, no, that's just something the Dodgers have struggled a little bit with is just playing the game, situational hitting.
Yeah.
Ozzie made it look easy. He just put the bat on the ball and did what he had to do.
He battled that at bat with some foul balls, and he finally got the pitch to get in the air, and he did it. So it was nice to see that.
That's how you play the game. Mookie Betts with a home run in that one. He went 2 for 5. Will Smith with another good day, 2 for 4. Freddie with a base hit in the 9th. Made it interesting, but he was able to get that hit and extend his hit streak now to 14 games.
Stud.
Red hot.
Yeah, he is. He is. And Mookie's heating up too right now.
That's right.
Oh, man, he is. And he's usually a slow starter too. I mean, you look back at the World Classic, he didn't really do much. The World Baseball Classic, he really didn't do much. I mean, maybe a hit or two, but he's finally, it seems like he's getting his timing down like JD, and he's splaying it up right now. So it's good to see.
Him and JD going, that's going to be really good for you guys.
It's fun to watch.
Because JD was close to winning a Triple Crown years ago, right?
Yeah.
Him and Miguel he was pretty good. So
JD in this one, 2 for 4. Miguel Vargas driving in a run. He was 2 for 3. On the Brave side, you had Matt Olson with that moonshot home up on the roof.
That was nice. The chop house.
The chop house. Ozuna 1 for 3. We hit that 2-run home run. He hit Smith again.
He did.
The ball went out of the stadium, so
knock it off. Tell him to knock it off.
If you hit a home run and it's hitting you on the backswing, he's doing something right there.
You're only supposed to hit the ball.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, and on this one, Smith was kind of standing up and ready to throw somebody out because somebody was stealing. So, I mean, Smith didn't really make it a deal because a big deal at all, just because he knew, like, okay, he kind of stepped into it, trying to throw somebody out. But, I mean, luckily it was on the shoulder, not his head.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're going to look at the silver lining, at least it wasn't in the head.
That's right. He swings too long.
Jumbo dongs.
And then Albies, of course, as we said earlier, with the walk-off sac fly, playing the game. Dodgers not as good with runners in scoring position in this one.
Yeah.
1 for 10, left 10 guys on base.
That's bad.
Yeah, you do that, you don't expect to win a ball game. I mean, you don't deserve to win a ball game. So, I mean, you got to step it up and do better.
That's right. So the Braves winning that one 4-3. Both teams move on, still in first place.
Yep.
And it was an interesting series to watch and possibly a preview of what we're going to see in October.
I hope so.
Yeah, and you know what? That's still a long ways away. So, I mean, teams can be hot, they can be cold. So we'll see what happens in that time.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fun.
One thing I know for sure, the Mets are not catching the Braves.
They are not.
No, I don't see that happening. And
we caught them last year, so.
And which was amazing too.
Yes.
I still hear people talking about that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, which is surprising because Cohen's just throwing money around and they just can't buy a win. They can buy the players, can't buy the win.
Seems like they get their money and they're happy now with their money, so they're not putting the effort in.
Yeah, they're pretty complacent. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what they can do.
We talked about it in the last video. The Dodgers and the Braves have done an outstanding job of developing players.
Yes.
And especially the Braves, the contracts that you guys have signed with Acuna, Albies, now Riley,
Michael Harris.
I mean, they're very team friendly. You mentioned that too, because it's not, they're paying them what they deserve, but at the same time, it still benefits the team dramatically.
it's not what you would see the superstar like.
Yeah.
Acuna's an MVP type player, making
Every year, yeah.
$100 million in 10 years is his contract. So very team friendly.
Yeah, no kidding.
Which I don't see how we couldn't get the Freddie Freeman contract though.
Yeah, I mean, you would think it. Yeah, we talked about it. Olsen's a little younger, so maybe you're thinking, oh, we'll get maybe a little bit longer out of him. But I mean, you get what you pay for. We did the comparison, and I don't remember everything off the top of my head, but Freddie was, beating him in all the normal, like the average. I think it was on base plus slugging was over 100 points higher or something like that. It was kind of drastic, but.
Yeah, Olsen had him beat in home runs and RBIs.
Yeah,
that's about it.
That's about it. RBIs kind of depends on where you're hitting in the lineup, how the rest of the team is doing.
Well, that's the thing. You got Acuna in front of you that's hitting 330 this year. His on base percentage is over 400. He's always got someone on base.
Yeah, no kidding.
Stealing second every time, so he's got a guy running in scoring position almost every at bat. So Olsen's got the sweet setup right there for RBIs.
Absolutely. Well, Dodgers moving on from Atlanta, and they're headed to Tampa Bay.
Tampa, baby.
It's going to be tough, but I mean, they had a tough one against a tough series against the Blue Jays, who just isn't good because they're in the same division. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, obviously they're still the best team record-wise in the game, but we'll see if they're can stay on their hot streak or if they're kind of cooling off. Maybe we caught them at the right time. We'll see.
Yeah. Dodgers enter this one 31-20, still in first place in the National League West. The Rays are 36-15, best record in baseball. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow's game starts at 3:40. It'll be Noah Syndergaard going up against Jalen Beeks.
Never heard of Beeks.
Balin Jeeks.
I know one Beeks, but it's not him.
Hey, Beeks! That's for another time.
Yeah.
Syndergaard 1-3 on the year, a 5.88 ERA. Jalen Beeks, he's 1-2 with a 4.68. JD Martinez enters this series really hot. Over his last 7, he's hitting .367, 4 home runs, 11 RBI. He's slugging over 800.
Wow!
Over the last 7 games.
Good for him.
A lot of extra base hits there. Freddie over his last 30. He's hitting .350 with 6 home runs, 24 runs driven in.
Oh my God.
He's slugging .626, and he's got an on-base percentage of .414.
Oh man, he's the guy.
Yeah, he's the man.
As far as matchups are concerned for the Rays, you got Manuel Margot, lifetime, he's 2 for 5 against Syndergaard. Rays haven't seen too much of Syndergaard. And then you got Randy Arozarena, he's just 1 for 2, but that one hit is a home run. Saturday, it's going to be a little earlier. It'll be starting at 1:10. It'll be Kershaw Day.
All right.
Clayton's had a couple rough starts last time he was out. Spent a little time on the bereavement list after his mom's passing. So, hopefully he's doing all right, and we've been thinking about him there, praying for him and his family. He enters this one 6-4. ERA still under 3 at 2.98 after 2 rough starts. He's got 69 strikeouts.
Nice.
It's good. It's a good number. And then on the Rays side will be Tyler Glasnow making his season debut.
Season debut.
Really?
He's made of glass.
At the end.
Glasnow is made of glass.
Apparently, I mean he's a big boy too, and he's throws the ball hard himself, and he's got that wicked whooper dooper throwing. So, you know what? I hope we annihilate him. So
I hope so too.
He had Tommy John after 2021. Just 88 innings pitched. He was on a Cy Young pace that season. And then they changed the sticky stuff rule. And he said, they're switching stuff up on us. He made some excuses. He thinks that's why he might have hurt his arm. Whether or not that's true, ended up getting surgery. Came back the end of last year, just pitching a couple games, 1 game in the playoffs. And then an oblique strain put him out in February when spring training started. So he's making his major league debut. Most innings pitched in a season for him, just 111 in 2018.
Not good.
And so, like we said, made of glass. But he's back.
He's elite when he's playing.
He's made of glass, but now he's back. Glasnow is back.
now.
As far as matchups are concerned, Mookie Betts has seen him 9 times. He's got 3 hits in those 9 at-bats.
Nice.
JD Martinez, 14 at-bats, hitting .214 with a home run lifetime. Jason Hayward's 2 for 5. No one else in the Dodgers lineup has seen him that much other than in the playoffs in 2020. That was a good year.
It was alright year.
It was a pretty good year.
It was an asterisk.
Then on the Rays side, they haven't seen Kershaw too much other than Manuel Margot. He was a former Padre. He's got 22 at-bats. He's hitting .227. So, not really too many matchups as far as seeing the pitchers in this one. So offense could go either way for both teams. And then on Sunday, real early start. Game starts at 8:35 Pacific time.
Oh, man.
That one will be on Peacock.
I'm going to be sleeping in. I'll catch it like the 5th inning. I'll wake up.
We're going to be camping.
Yeah.
You won't catch it.
We're going to be glamping. So there will be TV.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're good.
We're going to watch it. You're good. And then it'll be Gavin Stone making his 3rd career appearance. He's got no decisions thus far, and he's got an ERA over 10 through his first 2 starts. But really, it's consisted of a rough first inning and then kind of bouncing his way back through the next few innings.
Who was his debut against this year?
That was against the Phillies.
Man, I kind of roughed him up.
Roughed him up.
Tough lineup there. They're not doing well, but that's still a tough lineup.
Oh,
2
yeah.
tough lineups he's faced back to back, so
That's right.
now he's going to Rays.
Yeah, not getting any easier.
No.
And then the Rays have not announced their starter for Sunday yet, so we will find out hopefully here pretty soon. And again, Dodgers beating the Rays in 2020 in that World Series in 6 games. Goes back to the infamous Blake Snell decision to pull him out in that inning when he was dominating. And Kevin Cash, I don't think he's lived that one down yet.
No, every time I see him, I think, man, that was a shitty decision. Every time. Every time.
Why would you do that?
Oh, no.
So it should be an interesting series. 2 first-place teams going up again. Again, it was a great series in Atlanta, and this series should be no different. Going to be some good baseball coming up this weekend.
Right.
Well, Officer Weis, thank you for joining us.
Oh, always.
We really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it's good to have you,
And
man.
it's good to have your insight with the Atlanta Braves.
Atlanta, baby.
Matt Atlanta.
Atlanta.
That'll do it for us here on Lad Talk. As always, let's go Dodgers.
Adios.